52 Traders, episode 124.
The human mind is way too stupid to think in probabilities.
Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind.
What's up, traders? Welcome to another installment of the 52 Traders podcast. I'm your host, Cam Hawkins, and today we've got Moritz from Trade Society. I won't try and say his last name. It's Czubatinski, I think. Czubatinski. Look, I'm just going to leave it there. It's Moritz from Trade Society. We've got him on the show coming up in just a second. But before we do, it's been a while since I've been back on the air. It's actually been probably a good almost a month since I last jumped back behind the microphone and did one of these introductions. So I left you guys with a few episodes to keep you busy, or keep you entertained during the holiday period, keep you educated. Hopefully, some of you got some trades in. I certainly did an awful lot of education during that period. I was away on holiday. I had a wonderful time in Australia for 2 weeks, and then a week or 2 and a bit weeks, and then a week-ish in Auckland as well, Auckland, New Zealand. Absolutely fantastic time. The weather just held out perfectly. It was 37 degrees centigrade on Christmas Day, which was unbelievably hot, but still very unique for me and my family, so we loved it. The girls spent the whole time in the swimming pool. We saw all sorts of wildlife. I'll actually do a full episode on sort of my recent update, where I'm at, how the holiday went, and all that sort of cool stuff in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. But the one thing I did do when I did have downtime is I spent time educating myself on the market. So I had material that I'd sourced that was teaching me all sorts of new stuff, and I'll tell you what, I did come away from it feeling very confident about where I was at with not just my knowledge, but how I was going to approach the markets. And look, I think I'm making progress. Or I know I'm making progress. But I keep being in this privileged position of being able to interview all these traders around the world. I keep being given more stuff. And my biggest challenge at the moment is filtering everything out. So I think this is one of the things that we as traders need to do, or aspiring traders need to do, is filter. So find something you like, find something that works, and then filter it out. Filter out the stuff that you don't resonate with until you've got something that is for you, something that works for you. So that's my little spiel today before we get into this fantastic episode with Moritz. And I've got to say, it is a fantastic episode. I recorded it before I went away on holiday, but he drops a whole bunch of value and has quite a lot of experience, a lot more experience. He's got a background in poker, which you'll hear about in a second, which I always think is quite fascinating, around how you do that transition between gambling to trading and the mechanics around what it takes to become a trader versus a poker player, and the differences there as well. So in the show, we talk about things like scaling in our trades, how to use average true range or the ATR indicator, calculating pivot points, trading journals, tips around trading journals. We sort of go into that quite a bit. How to get yourself statistically and emotionally fit during your trades. And he's actually got a really good tip in here, which I did like, around doing your chart time. It's a really, really good tip for anyone out there who's struggling to get in front of the charts. It's actually helped me get in front of the charts more and feel more comfortable and confident about doing my chart time. Okay, so it's a great tip in here. And what else have we got? We've also got, a really fantastic way to educate yourself about trading as well. So, guys, I'll tell you what. Oh, and last but not least, a trading hack for traders with a day job. So if you're working a day job and trying to make this stuff work, if you've got a family, all this sort of stuff, We've got some trading hacks coming up in this episode, so guys, stay tuned. Now, if you do want to jump on board and hear the full episode, you're going to get a preview in a second. If you do want to hear the full episode, it's only $5. Okay, it's $5 for the full episode. And what's more, you're going to get 30 days access for free to the rest of the catalog as well. And you can try it out and you basically walk away educated regardless. You walk away educated, okay? So you take that knowledge away with you. And I've got more episodes coming up. So if you do want to keep adding to that, then stay tuned. There's plenty of traders coming up. I had a fantastic couple of interviews yesterday, in fact, with a guy who's very high profile. Most of you out there who are really committed to trading will know him. He's on the TV quite a bit, so that's coming up. And another guy out from the UK as well. So, and I've got stuff lined up this weekend. So traders are coming to your earbuds soon, guys. So stay tuned. Right, without further ado, we'll just do one last thing. So before we move on, so we've got the final episode of Trading Mentors Match Off coming up. So I'm still yet to do the recordings with these guys. If there is anything you want to find out from these guys that have been on a journey for the last 7 months now, 7-8 months, I think now, trying to trade with a mentor and seeing how they get on, then lob me a question, send me an email, send me something on Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. Lob me the question you want me to ask these guys. So we're finding out where they're at now. Are they doing it? Are they making money doing taking the education they've had and applying it in the markets? I'm going to give them a bit of time. I'm going to give them till the end of January, I think, to give us an update. So they've had a good sort of month of trading here, and we'll do that final one. And it might not be the final. We might do a few more afterwards just to see where these guys get to and how they track. If you do want to catch up with the 20 episodes that are there already, so 20 bonus episodes, then just jump on to 52traders.com/TMM to get access to that. All right, guys. Last but not least, I've had a number of people come on board wanting to build trading robots. So if you're looking to build trading robots, then I have got another site called automatemytrading.com. So check that out as well. And I've got a little video there. It shows you how to build a trading robot in less than 5 minutes. Okay, and you can actually do it step by step. You've got no coding involved. It's all fairly simple once you know how. Okay, guys, so check that out, automatemytrading.com. And finally, without further ado, let's get on with the show. All right, folks, so we've got Moritz here from Trade Society. How's it going there, Moritz? You're over in Thailand, I believe.
That's correct. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to get you on the call. Your name popped up, well, actually not your name, but Trade Society popped up in my Trading Mentors series, where one of the students that is taking part in it, and if you're not familiar with it, basically we've got 3 Forex trading mentors who've taken on 3 listeners, and they're sort of basically trying to coach them through the period of 3 months and let them sort of fly in the Forex markets and see if they can make it with these mentors. And one of the guys who's on the show actually mentioned your site as a reference to go and check out free trading education, especially in the Forex space, and he thought it was absolutely brilliant. So I figured I'd reach out to you, see if I could get you on the show. Glad we could finally catch up and meet. So you're based in Hong Kong, is that right?
That is correct, yes. Usually I live in Hong Kong. Right now I'm in Thailand because my girlfriend is going to university here. But usually I'm like 4 months or 5 months of the year I'm in Hong Kong, and the other time I'm either in Germany or in Thailand. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so I was in Hong Kong last year, about this time last year, a little bit earlier. We're on our way to the UK and went to Hong Kong Disney. Absolutely peed it down for most of the day, but we still managed to have a good time because there was no one in the park. What's the best place to go in Hong Kong?
The best place to go in Hong Kong, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to go party, you go to Lang Kwai Fong, and then you can go to the horse races on Wednesday. And the horse races are great because Wednesday the girls get free drinks in Wan Chai. So after the horse racing, you go to Wan Chai and you can have a lot of fun there.
Oh, right.
that's like a Hong Kong tradition. Everyone does that on Wednesdays in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So
Okay.
city never sleeps. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we were there on a Wednesday, or if we were, I think we might have been at Disneyland. I can't remember. It was a while ago. All right. Well, look, let's get on with the show. So, I know you've done a few of these shows before, and most of them are sort of focused around your story of how you got into trading. And today we're sort of going to do something a little bit different from what you've usually done. We're going to dive deep into how you actually trade. And but first of all, we are going to get that story again of how you got into it, and just to give the guys who haven't heard of you before the background. So, how did you first get into it? I mean, what was the very, very first thing that attracted you to trading?
Well, I was a professional poker player before, and the markets in poker became tougher and tougher over the years. And I had a small group of like-minded individuals who were playing and studying together. And one of those guys was like, I want to go into a more regulated industry where I know where to pay my taxes and the games don't get tougher all the time. Because in poker, you move up a level. You have to increase your bet size, and the villains which you play against become tougher as well. So he was looking for something where we could use our statistical and gambling skills, so to speak, to apply to. And first he went into sports betting. There was a bit, well, it was kind of the same like poker. But then he discovered Forex, and he introduced it to me. And well, because in poker I often had to move my money from bank accounts to another bank account in different currencies and so on, I was well aware of the fluctuations and what that did to my bank accounts or to my bankroll during 2008 or so. So there was huge fluctuation. And he said, you can actually give your money to a broker and then trade those fluctuations and make money off of it. So that's when I first got into trading. And I was attracted by it simply because of the unlimited earning potential as opposed to poker, where the games get tougher and tougher the higher up you move. And also that the game potentially doesn't change as fast as in the poker world, because the game in the poker world changes quite quickly, like standard moves that people do, standard bet sizes and so on, and new strategies are developed every week actually. And of course trading is changing too, but not at that pace. So those were the two things that actually attracted me to trading in the first place, and of course leverage, but these days I'm not using much of that anymore.
It's quite interesting, the poker thing. I worked with a guy who, actually, it was two guys in the end, who both did exactly that. They played poker for a living. One of them actually lived not that far from Las Vegas, so he could actually go and spend some time in Vegas, and I think he did a whole summer there, just playing every day. Nice. And he'd do during the day play, well, actually early evening to late evening. So I think they'd even go out at like 10 o'clock, wait for everyone to get drunk, go out at 10 o'clock, then play the tables. Then they'd get home, and then they'd do the European session where everyone was drunk in Europe, and then they'll go and play online for the European guys, then go to sleep during the day, so they'd miss all the day, and then start again and just keep, rinse and repeat. I think his best day, he said he made $4,000 on his best day. Yeah. And the guys he was with, and I think he was with a handful of sort of 4 or 5 guys, and these guys were making much more than that, sort of like 25 grand a day doing this, and he paid for his whole college career doing it. So it obviously was quite lucrative. And the other guy, he was a New Zealand-based guy who just did it online full time, and he was saying that he must have done 30,000 hands of poker a month. I think it was a month.
That's an okay volume. A lot of players do much more.
Yeah, it might have been a week. I don't know, but it was a lot, and it seemed a lot to me anyway. And both of them ended up saying, yeah, it just got really hard to make money out of it. I don't know why, but and you're obviously concurring with that. It just had become hard, and I'm not too sure why. It was probably, my guess would be, it was one of these things that took off on the internet. Everyone jumped on board. and then the people that lost money probably gave up on it, and then the money that was left to make was against the harder players. I don't know.
Also, yeah, but the main thing was that the poker economy, basically, there was a second economy on the side, and that was the education economy. So suddenly there were training sites all over the place that taught people how to bet size optimally, how to read game theory and so on. So the edges became much smaller, because in the beginning a monkey could beat the games, right? You just wait for aces and ace kings, and someone would call you down. It was so easy in the beginning, around 2005, 2006, and then it became harder and harder. And of course, all the recreational players left, because they the online poker boom, so to speak, died down. Also in the media, like in the beginning, you had a lot of TV shows that attracted new players to the game. All of those were canceled as well after some time. So in the end, you didn't have a lot of recreational players. You had a lot of professionals, even on the lower levels. So yeah, it became harder and harder.
And do you think that the knowledge that you sort of gained during your poker playing days helped you with trading? All right, folks, hope you enjoyed that preview of the Moritz episode. If you do want to hear this full episode, then jump onto 52traders.com/pro. It's only $5, and you get access to this and the whole back catalogue of 52 Traders interviews for just $5 for the next 30 days, and you can listen to it to your heart's content. At the end of 30 days, you've got all that knowledge there in your mind. You walk away with that for $5. That's all it is, guys. So jump on there, 52traders.com/pro. If you're looking for additional content to keep you entertained and educated whilst you're on your commute, so you've run out of the episodes of podcast this, podcast that, you want something else to sink your teeth into, then I do recommend listening to my Trading Mentors Match Off series. So there's 20 episodes there at the moment. The 21st is coming up. You're going to get the whole series pretty much now. You'll be set for the year. Okay, so jump on there, 52traders.com/TMM. But first off, get access to this full episode. Trust me, it's brilliant. It's going to help your trading in one way, shape, or form. All right, folks, until next time, catch you later.